Hello, Leo, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Leo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it, and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So, with all that being said, Leo, let's get started. What's the overall energy for this connection? All right, what do we got? So we do have let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. We also have deception out here. And then we also have separation. Okay. All right, Leo, keep in mind that this could be your energy or somebody that you currently find yourself energetically connected to, okay? Basically this is very similar to the Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, Four of Swords, and Tarot. So this is an energy that I feel like one person in particular is harnessing, and it could be you, like I said, or it could be somebody that you're energetically connected to. But there is an overall energy of somebody having a very difficult time trusting someone that they currently find themselves connecting with. It's like this person's trying to figure out, I guess, if this person that they're currently connecting with is trustworthy or not, which is something that I feel like this particular person has been trying to figure out, for quite some time now. It's interesting because I feel like there's times where this person feels like this individual that they're connecting with is trustworthy, but then there's times where they feel like they're not trustworthy. I don't know if this person does certain things to cause them to think, that this person that they're dealing with is not trustworthy, or what the case may be. But obviously we're going to look a little bit more into the situation to see what's going on. We are going to focus on you first, and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. How does Leo currently view this relationship? Okay. We have the Page of Swords, we got the Seven of Wands, and then we also have the Hangman out here. So you're connecting with somebody that you don't necessarily trust entirely, especially with the Seven of Wands coming out here. That's kind of telling me that you're very guarded within your relationship with this person due to the fact that you may think that this person, may not have your best interests at heart, things of that nature. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this does have a lot to do with your past, and here's why I say this. With the Seven of Wands right next to the Hangman, although you may not trust this individual entirely, with the Hangman coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you're trying your hardest to be open-minded and not think the worst, right? When it comes down to this person that you currently find yourself connecting with, although you still kind of find yourself thinking the worst at times when it comes down to this person. But this to me feels like it has a lot to do with your past and very little to do with the person that you're actually connecting with. In other words, this overwhelming feeling that you're essentially feeling as far as feeling like you can't trust them is concerned is tied to your past. It's not tied to this person, but I think that a lot of you think, no, the reason why I don't trust them, it has everything to do with this person that I'm connecting with. It has nothing to do with my past, but that's not what I'm getting. You know what I mean? That's just not what I'm getting, especially with these cards out here and what I'm sensing and feeling, that I'm not getting that. I think that this is definitely, a situation where there's certain things that you've been through in life that you haven't necessarily fully healed from, and you're still kind of carrying that with you, even within this, connection that you share with this person. But a lot of you are convinced, no, the reason why I feel like I can't trust them is because of them, but it's not because of them. I think that it's because of things that you've experienced prior to meeting them. And I think that to a certain extent, you kind of know that, especially with the Hangman, you're trying to be optimistic here. You're trying to not think the worst when it comes down to this person. You're trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt, even feeling the way that you essentially feel, as far as feeling like you can't trust them, which is kind of making me feel like, yeah, this does have a lot to do with your past and very little to do with this person. In other words, I don't feel like this person has ever given you any sort of indication that they would ever cheat on you, or entertain another woman, entertain another man. I don't think that you've ever caught them, entertaining another man or another, woman or anything like that. Yeah, this message is very specific. You've never actually caught this person doing any of those things, because they're not doing those things. Hence why you're trying your hardest to not think the worst when it comes on to this person. Hence why you're trying your hardest to be, open-minded, open receptive, to them and your relationship with them, and not constantly think the worst when it comes down to them, because this person has never given you a reason, you know what I mean, to I mean, to think that they're out here entertaining other women or entertaining other men, they've never actually given you a reason. I think that the reason why you're guarded is because you fear that one day they might give you a reason. And a lot of you feel like, well, if I just, you know, keep my guards up and they do turn around and put me through something like that, I'll be prepared. I'll be ready. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm like over here looking for my freaking phone charger. Let me go find my phone charger before my phone dies on me. 1 second. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at this person and their energy, shall we? How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. All right, well, you're dealing with a King of Wands, King of Cups like energy. I think it's safe to say that this person, person's borderline crazy about you. Every time I see the King of Wands to the King of Cups, that to me, you know, represents somebody who's like madly in love, you know, with someone. And I do believe this person's definitely madly in love with you. I mean, I understand why they would be madly in love with you. I mean, you're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles, for crying out loud. Queen of Pentacles, for those of you who don't know this, is considered to be the perfect partner card. So, you know, in this person's eyes, they look at you like you're perfect for them. I mean, you are somebody who has definitely exceeded this individual's, you know, expectations. So, I mean, I understand why this person would be borderline crazy about you. I think I would be too. You know what I mean? But yeah, they just look at you like you're perfect for them. But yeah, this person does come off to me as somebody who is very much so madly in love with you. They also come off to me as somebody who would literally do anything for you. I'm also getting that off of this person's energy as well. I want to ask one more time how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, because I feel like that's aiming more towards how they actually feel about you. So how does this person currently view their relationship? Yeah, this person's kind of cuckoo crazy for you. That's one thing that I will say. Like, the amount of things that this person has done within this dynamic that they share with you just to keep you in their life are things that they couldn't necessarily foresee themselves doing for absolutely anybody else. You know what I mean? I'm getting restrictions out of nowhere. Restrictions. I don't know. Well, I'm getting restrictions out of nowhere. I mean, people who, I guess, struggle with fully trusting a person that they're, you know, dealing with might go as far as to place restrictions on, you know, the person that they're connecting with. Not saying that you have. Maybe you have. Maybe you have, because it's pretty evident to me that you don't fully trust this person. I mean, we've already established that. I think that to a degree you trust them, but to a degree you also don't trust them. So you may have went as far as to place restrictions on this person. Like, you could have told this person, you know, I just don't feel comfortable with you going out with your boys or going out with your girlfriends. You know what I mean? If you have placed restrictions upon this person, I feel like the only reason why, you know, they're okay, you know, with it is because they don't want to lose you. I think that the only reason why they're okay with it is because they would do anything for you. I am getting that. Like, I keep getting that. The amount of things that this person has done just to keep you in their life. It's not things that they can honestly, you know, foresee themselves doing with absolutely anybody else. And it's definitely something that they've never actually done for anybody else, even prior to basically meeting you. And I feel like the only reason why they do it is because they're madly in love with you. I feel like the only reason why they do it is because, you know, let's be honest, I don't think that this person feels like they're going to find anybody better than you. So if they have to freaking bend and fold backwards and, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? They're going to do it just to keep you in their life. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. How does Leo feel? We have the King of Swords, we have the Three of Swords, and then we also have the Nine of Pentacles. It's like I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is about them that's causing you to feel like you can't trust them. And to be honest, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get what it is about them that causes you to feel like you can't trust them. I mean, the only thing that I am definitely getting is your own belief. Um, but there's nothing specifically about them that, you know, I'm just like, oh, okay, like I get why you don't trust them, Leo. Like that's basically what I'm looking for. And this is kind of why I decided to like look into this person's energy again and see how they're currently, you know, viewing this dynamic that they share with you again, just to see if something comes out. But it's like, I'm not getting anything. I think that this has a lot to do with your past and what you believe to be true about this person, because you're looking at this person as somebody who's basically here to basically break your heart. This is what you firmly believe. You know what I mean? And this is why you're showing up in this relationship the way that you're showing up in this relationship. But see, that's the thing, Leo, is that even though you may believe that this person's here to break your heart, I think just you going based off of your physical reality with this person, how this person has been showing up in this dynamic that they share with you, and the amount of things that they've sacrificed just to, you know, keep you in their life. I think that that tells you that this is somebody who may not be out to get you like you think they are, but you still believe that that's the case either which way. So even though this person is showing you that they're madly in love with you, that they're loyal to you, that they're committed to you, that they're devoted to you, they'll do any fucking thing to keep you in their life, you still believe what you believe no matter what. You still believe that they're out to get you. You still believe that they're here to break your heart. You still believe that they're here to deceive you either which way. So even though this person, through their actions, are basically showing you how serious they actually are, you know, about you, and their words are matching up with their actions, you still believe what you basically believe. And that's the thing too, is that you're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. So let me just throw this out there. You're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. A Queen of Pentacles is a man or a woman who gets involved with someone that they want to be with. It's not coming from a place of, I need to be with this person. It's coming from a place of, I want to be with this person. So right off the bat, you're not dealing with someone, with this particular person because you need them for whatever reason. You're dealing with this person, you're involved with this person because you want to be involved with this person. And that's another thing too, right? Is that you're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. So it's like, if deep down inside, you genuinely, you know, 100%, right, felt like you were actually dealing with somebody who didn't necessarily have your best interest at heart, you would get up and walk away from this person in a heartbeat. And you wouldn't think about it twice because you're a Queen of Pentacles. You're a Queen of Pentacles. Like, if you firmly believe that, all right, boom, this person's out to get you, they don't have your best interest at heart. Like, if you 100% believe that, you wouldn't be dealing with this man. You wouldn't be dealing with this woman. You just, because you don't need them for anything. You don't need them for anything. You don't need them for anything. You could do bad all by yourself. You don't need this person for absolutely anything. So again, that just kind of goes to show that maybe, just maybe, you know what I mean, this person's not out to get you. But it's like God, how do I explain you? It's like 50% of you thinks this person's out to get you, right? And then there's that other 50% of you that's like, no, they're not out to get me. They actually do love me. They actually do care about me. They actually are trustworthy. You know what I mean? And well, to be honest, I feel like what still has you in this dynamic with this person has a lot to do with the fact that I feel like, you know, deep down inside, you kind of know that this belief that you have of this person is definitely false. I just kind of feel like for whatever odd reason, you're just still choosing to believe it either which way. So, okay. Yeah, because if you 100%, there's no way that you 100% believe that this person's out to get you, because you're a Queen of Pentacles. You would have been got up and walked away from this person. You would have been stopped talking to this person. You would have been stopped involving yourself with this person. You would have been did that. So, I mean, you know, then there's that. And then that's another thing, right? That's another thing, you know. I'm glad that this actually came out. You know, you're a Queen of Pentacles, so that also basically represents somebody who has, you know, enough life experience to the point where you know a player when you see a player because you have dealt with them before. So it's like, you know how they walk, you know how they talk, you know how they move. You know what I mean? And it's like, with that being said, my friend, it's like, you know that this person is the polar opposite of what a player actually looks like. You see what I mean? But it's like, you're still choosing to believe that no, like they're out to get me. Like, even though they don't look like a player, they don't walk like a player, they don't talk like a player, they're still a player. But they're not, and you know that they're not. You know what I mean? They're not, and you know that they're not. You have enough life experience to know like what a player looks like, how they walk, how they talk. You know what I mean? How they move, like you know, because you've dealt with, you know, possibly one or many before. So you know that this person is nowhere near the player type, but you're still, like, I guess, choosing to believe that they are. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's look at, well, you know what? Let's just look at this person. Let's see. How does this person feel? I can't, I mean, you know, I mean, I don't really blame him. I don't blame this person. Like, I don't blame this person for feeling this way either. I mean, and I'm just being honest here. Like, going back to this whole restriction, because I keep getting that. I keep getting restriction off of this person. Um, I feel like this person has sacrificed a lot of things just to be with you. I think that this person has allowed you to place certain restrictions upon them just to, I guess, put your mind at ease. And here's the thing, Leo, and let's just be honest, you know, I feel like this person has a point. The fact that you've placed restrictions upon this person, the fact that this person has sacrificed the amount of things that they sacrificed for you just to show you how serious they are about you, and you still believe that they're out to get you, like, it kind of has this person like questioning, like, why am I actually doing this? Like, why am I actually doing this? Like, why am I giving Leo my location if they still think I'm up to no good? Why did I give Leo like the passcode to like my phone if they still think I'm like up to no good? Like, why did I give Leo this? Why did I sacrifice that? Why did I sacrifice this if they still think I'm doing X, Y, and Z? Like, it just doesn't make logical sense to this person. Like, why are they doing all of these things to show you how serious they are about you, just for that way you could turn around and still believe what you believe? Now, I feel like the main reason why they sacrificed all these things and I guess allowed you to place whatever restrictions you placed it, you know, upon this person was because, you know, this one over here looks like you, like, they look at you like you're the one, you know what I mean? Like, you are the one, you know, and that's why I feel like this person sacrificed all those things, you know, for you, and did the amount of things that they did just to keep you in their life. But their biggest thing is, but they still think I'm out to get them. They still think that I'm doing this. They still think that I'm doing that when I gave them this and I gave them that and I've done this for them and I've done that for them, and they still believe what they believe. You know, it has this person feeling like they basically did all of this for nothing. You know, I think that the main reason why they did all of this was, you know, in hopes that it'll cause you to essentially trust them. But the reality of the situation is that you don't trust them. So it's like, they're kind of questioning, like, man, like, why did I do all of this, you know, then? Because if they still don't trust me, I mean, what was the point, you know? And I get it, you know, that, like, I think the whole point of it was to keep you in their life, you know what I mean? And to continue to be a part of yours. And if it took sacrificing X, Y, and Z, then so be it, you know what I mean? But again, their whole thing is, I thought this was going to gain Leo's trust, and it didn't gain Leo's trust. And it's true, it didn't gain your trust. And it's like, you know, But that's my thing, is that you have enough life experience, and you know that's, you know what I'm about to say is true. When somebody actually has something to hide, they're not going to give you the amount of access this person more than likely has given you. They're not going to do it. For what? So you can catch them? You know what I mean? It's like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do that, Leo. They're not going to play themselves in that way. You know what I mean? Like, so that should right off the bat kind of tell you, like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm tripping, I'm bugging, I'm overreacting, just allowing my past to get the best of me again, you know? But it's like, I don't know. I really want to actually pull some advice for you. But okay, what actions will this person take towards Leo or moving forward? So we have the 10 of Wands, so the 4 of Cups, so the Chariot coming out here. Okay, the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords, we have the Judgment card, we got the Lovers, come here, with the Hierophant, and then we also have the 9 of Cups. As much as they don't necessarily like the fact that you don't necessarily fully trust them, and you constantly think that they're out to get you and that they don't have, you know, your best interest at heart, and the amount of, I guess, restrictions you've placed upon this person, they just can't picture themselves with anybody else but you. Like, this person knows that, you know what I mean? Like, they know that it's an option to get up and walk away from this relationship. But the reality of the situation is that they don't want to get up and walk away from this situation, primarily because they don't necessarily feel like they're ever going to find someone like you. Like, if they could get rid of this whole belief that you have of them, oh my God, like, this person will be 100% happy within this relationship. Don't get me wrong. I think this person is very happy within their relationship with you. I just kind of feel like what makes this person extremely unhappy has a lot to do with this belief that you basically have, you know, of them, that makes them extremely unhappy within this relationship. But see, this person knows, right, that yes, leaving this relationship that they share with you is an option. Technically speaking, if they do leave the relationship, they wouldn't have to deal with somebody who didn't trust them. They wouldn't have to deal with somebody constantly questioning them, like, where have you been at? And who were you with? And like, they wouldn't have to deal with all of that. But they also know that, sure, yeah, they could find another chick or another dude who's not going to, I guess, question them the way that you question them, or, you know, believe the things that you essentially believe of them. But 9 times out of 10, that person more than likely is going to be a fraction of 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 who you are and what you basically bring to the table. And that in itself just fucking sounds like fucking settling for less. And they don't even like that idea. So then there's that. You know what I mean? I promise you, if this person was not madly in love with you, if this person didn't look at you like you were literally perfect, you know, for them, they would have got up and walked away from you. They would have got up and walked away from you. They would have done it. They just would have done it. They would have done it a long time ago. They would have done it a long time ago. But, you know, because, you know, you're like 95% of what this person truly wants and desires, and there's just that 5% that they just kind of wish, you know, you weren't like that. And that 5% has a lot to do with you constantly thinking, I guess, that they're out to get you, that they don't have your best interests at heart, that they're doing this behind your back, that they're doing that behind your back. Like, they absolutely dislike that, I would say, you know what I mean, about you. But other than that, I mean, you got a good 95% of what this person truly wants and desires. And that in itself is very, very hard to find. So what actions? Okay, stop. All right, let's see. We have the Hermit, we have the Emperor, and then we also have the 6 of Cups to the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So, all right. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, I'm definitely going to pull some advice, you know, for you. But in regards to how you plan on moving forward, Leo, despite the fact, right? Because you guys are like in the exact same boat. It's like, despite the fact that you don't trust them, this person has a good 95% of what you truly want and desire. Just like, even though, you know, they don't like the fact that you think the way that you think about them, you believe the things that you believe about them, and you think that they're doing X, Y, and Z, I guess, behind your back, they still look at you as somebody who has 95% of what they truly want and desire. So even though you may not like the fact that you don't necessarily trust this person and makes you feel not so safe and secure with them, they still got 95% of what you truly want and desire. So getting up and walking away from this person, that's a challenge in itself for you to do, because I think that you know deep down inside the likelihood of you ending up with somebody who has 95% of what you truly want and desire within a person may not happen. And I think that that's the reality that the both of you are essentially facing here. You may not like certain things about you know, your relationship with this person. One of those things being that you just simply don't trust this person. That makes you feel not so safe and secure with them. You may not like that about this relationship, but to get up and walk away from them and land somebody who has 95% of what you truly want and desire, that may not happen. That may not happen. You guys both have a lot of life experience to know what is out there in the real world and what you're likely to run into, which is probably somebody who has maybe like what, 70, 75, if you're lucky, percent of what you truly want and desire. And then you're going to have to deal with, you know, a lot of other things that you don't necessarily like or even want to essentially deal with. You know what I mean? I think that that's, you know, like I said, a reality that the both of you are basically facing is that they look at you like you're damn near close to fucking perfection in their eyes. And even though they don't like the fact that you are the way that you are with them, it's like they just don't foresee themselves finding anybody better than you. Same applies, you know, for you. Okay. What advice can you give me for Leo in regards to their current situation? Doom, 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 doom. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a tough request here, but we got the Knight of Wands to the Ace of Swords to the Sun to the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like what Spirit wants you to do is proceed, you know, forward within this, you know, dynamic without fear, without hesitation. You know, the Ace of Swords for me as a reader represents the symbol of trust. It's like Spirit's trying to tell you, yo, you could trust this person. Like, yo, proceed forward in this connection without fear, without hesitation. Stop thinking the worst when it comes onto this person. They're serious about you. But I feel like that's just a freaking tough request, because it's just a tough request, because it definitely is, because if this person has tried to go above and beyond to get you to see that they are trustworthy and you still don't trust them, that is going to be a very tough thing for you to do, as far as just proceed forward in this connection without fear, without hesitation, just knowing that you can trust this person. Okay, listen, let me just say something to you, and listen, this is just us having like a BFF moment, okay? This is just us having a BFF moment here. How do I say this to you? I understand that you think that the reason why you feel this way within your relationship with this person is because of this person, and it has nothing to do with, you know, your past, right? Now, here's the thing, Leo. I'm sorry. Like, I've already looked into this person's energy. We didn't get deception, not even one time, come out for this person. There's no deception within their energy. There's no thoughts of them, you know, being deceptive towards you, like in the future. I can't sit here and agree with you and say, yeah, Leo, like, you're right. Like, they're the problem. You should totally get rid of this person, because there's no indication that's insinuating that they are the problem, or that they are, you know, deceptive, or they plan on deceiving you one day. I can't sit here and agree with you on that, but I do believe that this does have a lot to do with your past. And I do believe also too that there's certain things that are going on within you that's causing you to feel like one day they might turn around and betray you and deceive you. Like, for example, not saying that this is what you're going through, but I'm just using this as an example, okay? There is a possibility that you may not be 100% secure, you know, within yourself and this could have a lot to do with other people making you feel this way, or this could have a lot to do with you making yourself, feel this way towards yourself, causing you to possibly think, believe, and feel the things that you think, believe, and feel. Like, they're probably out here with said person doing X, Y, and Z, or they're probably doing this, or they're probably doing that, because there's a possibility that you might feel like, to a degree, you're not all that in a bag of chips, which, to be completely honest, I don't know who the hell lied to you, because with the Queen of Pentacles coming out here, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is, I'm sorry, the Queen of Pentacles is considered to be the perfect partner card. You're the damn total package, you know what I mean? So I don't know why you would feel this way towards yourself. Granted, if somebody else has made you feel, this way, it could have a lot to do with them just projecting their own insecurities onto you, because people do that too. When people end up, getting involved with someone that they perceive as 10 times better than them, and they just so happen to be, insecure within themselves, they want to tear that person down. You know what I mean? So if they have to make that person feel insecure within themselves to feel better, then that's just what they're going to do. And maybe you dealt with somebody who felt very threatened by you, to the point where they, try their hardest to make you feel insecure within yourself. I don't know, like, I can't really agree with you on this. Like, I think that this does have a lot to do with your past, or this has a lot to do with something that's going on internally, within you. Maybe you don't feel like you're good enough. So that's why you constantly think, they're probably out here with another chick or another dude. Maybe. And if you do feel that way, I don't know why the hell you feel that way, because you're showing up as a damn Queen of Pentacles. You know what I mean? So it's like, you really shouldn't feel that way, but you do. Or maybe, like I said, this could have a lot to do with your past, and if this does have anything to do with things that you've been through in the past, you have to understand that you're dealing with a whole nother human being here. You know what I mean? Like, you're dealing with a whole new human being, Leo. Like, this is not your ex that we're talking about here that you currently find yourself dealing with. This is somebody who's very different from this ex of yours. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing, but it's like, listen, here's what I will say. If this has anything to do with, you feeling insecure about yourself, maybe there's something about you that makes you feel like you're less than, or you're not good enough, hence why you think this person's constantly out here with another chick or another dude. That's something that I think that you should make the attempt to work on. You know what I mean? That you should make the attempt to work on, because it'll make you feel good about yourself, and it'll make you feel safe and secure within yourself. You know what I mean? And then it'll improve your relationship with this person. If this does have anything to do with, like, something that you're personally insecure about, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say that you're feeling really insecure within your relationship with this person because, you're not where you want to be at financially. You'll put in the work to get to where you want to be financially, because if you do, not only is that going to benefit you, but it's going to make you feel good about yourself. And you're not going to be out here thinking, this man over here is probably out there with some chick right now as we speak, and she probably makes more money than me. You wouldn't be thinking that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be thinking that, Or if this does have anything to do with your past, I think that you just need to accept the fact that you're dealing with a whole new human being that is not your ex, and you just need to accept that already. And if you're having a difficult time with that, and you need to, take that extra step by, seeking, therapy, then do it, then do it. But at the end of the day, I want you to feel safe and secure with this person. I want you to be happy with this person. I think that you're dealing with a really good person, and it would suck to see you get up and walk away from this person based off of shit that's not true. That they're out here doing X, Y, and Z when they're not. You know what I mean? They're not. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. And listen, let me just say something. Like, ain't nobody out here sacrificing anything for someone that they're not serious about. Let's just be honest. Unless you got a few freaking screws loose, nobody's out here doing the amount of things that this person is doing for you when they're not, serious. Like, I'm sorry, and it doesn't make sense, Leo. Like, let's just put yourself in this person's shoes. Like, would you honestly allow a person to place a boatload of restrictions upon you? you know, will you turn around and sacrifice, you know, a boatload of things, you know, for a person you're not serious about? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. You probably wouldn't do something like that. And that's the thing, is that this person over here, you know, they're sacrificing the amount of things that they're sacrificing for you. They are more than likely allowing you to place restrictions upon them just to put your mind at ease. And you still sit there and question, like, man, I just don't think that they're serious about me. But how could you not think that? Like, you wouldn't even do that yourself. Like, if the roles were reversed and you were dealing with somebody you really was not that serious about, you're not going to go as far as to allow that person to place restrictions on you. You're not going to allow yourself to sacrifice a boatload of things for that person, especially if you're not serious about them. You're not going to do that. Oh, no, you are not going to do that. And you know that you wouldn't do something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? You're afraid. I get it. I get it. You're afraid. You're afraid, you know, of getting your heart broken. And listen, I was like that too. And I remember this, you know, like it happened yesterday, because I had this big fear of getting my heart broken, that, oh my God, growing up, I refused to date. Okay. I refused to date anybody. But anyways, I remember my brother told me that this world was designed to basically break your heart one day. And that is so fucking true, dude. That is so damn true. Like, as much as you want to avoid getting heartbroken, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to get heartbroken. You're going to lose someone that you love. You're going to lose someone that you're very, very attached to. And it is going to break your heart. It is going to break your heart. And there is no avoiding that. There is no avoiding that. So don't let that discourage you from allowing yourself to become attached to a person, or even loving a person. Don't allow that to discourage you. Don't allow it to discourage you. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Because I feel like that's another thing too. It's like, well, I just don't want to get heartbroken. And I get it, because I didn't want to get heartbroken either. You know what I mean? But it's true. It's like, when I was a teenager, oh my God, like, I was trying to outrun pain as much as I possibly could by not, you know, jumping into a relationship with any boy, entertaining any boy. The only thing I focused on was my education. And I guess, you know, in a way, I mean, it helped because I graduated 2 years, you know, before my friends, but that was about it. You know what I mean? I ended up getting a job, you know what I mean? But, you know, I still obviously wanted to be in a relationship. I don't want to spend the rest of my life being single alone for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that either. You know what I mean? And it's like, when he said that to me, it really did, it did stick to me, because it's true. It's like, even though nobody wants to experience heartbreak, at some point, we're going to experience it, regardless if we like it or not. You know what I mean? We're going to experience it, because we're all attached to somebody in this life. You know, I'm pretty sure you're attached to certain family members, certain friends, and, you know, if you were to lose them, you know what I mean? It would hurt you. It would devastate you. You know what I mean? But you still allow yourself to become attached to these individuals either which way. So it's like, you shouldn't allow it to discourage you. You know what I mean? When it comes down to love, you know, love is like a roll of the dice, man. It truly is a gamble. You never know what you're going to get, but roll the dice either which way. You know what I mean? And just chill, just chill out, be happy. Yeah. You're dealing with a man or a woman that's very, very serious about you, and their actions are constantly showing you time and time again how serious they actually are. Stop focusing so much on what your mind is telling you. Your mind is capable of playing tricks on you, and your heart is very capable, you know, of deceiving you. But one thing that you can trust is your intuition. And I feel like, on an intuitive level, forget about what your mind is telling you and what your heart is telling you. On an intuitive level, it's like, you know, you finally met the one. You know what I mean? Like, you know, on an intuitive level, you can trust this individual. It's your mind that's telling you, nah, don't trust them. Don't trust them, don't trust them, don't trust them, don't trust them. You know what I mean? And it's robbing you of your peace of mind. And it's preventing you from being happy, you know what I mean, with this person, like fully happy, you know, with this person. Stop listening to these intrusive thoughts of yours. Stop allowing your past to have, you know, so much control over you to the point where it's preventing you from being happy. You know, accept the fact that that person, they did you the way that they did you and they're a real piece of shit for it. You know what I mean? And just be grateful that you have a man that's nothing like this person from your past, or a woman that's nothing like this person from your past. Like, you need to change your perception of your current reality. And it starts with you being grateful that you have a man who's like this or a woman who's like this. You know what I mean? Because there's not many people out here that are like this, that are going to sit there and sacrifice the amount of things that this person has sacrificed to be with you, or allow you to place, I'm not saying that you have, but I am getting that there's some of you out there who have placed restrictions upon this person. This person has showed up as with the Eight of Swords energy within their energy twice. So this could definitely represent somebody who's living a life of restriction. You know what I mean? So yeah, you could have placed restrictions upon this person just to, you know, make, you know, yourself feel, you know, more safe and secure within this relationship. I mean, that's a possibility, but ain't nobody out here doing this stuff, you know, for somebody that they're not serious about. Absolutely not. Unless you got a couple of screws loose. And I honestly don't think that this person has any sort of screws loose. I just think that they're madly in love with you. And I think that they look at you like you're the one for them, and you're the one that they can see themselves getting married to. You're the one that they can see themselves spending the rest of their life with. Like, they're just madly in love. You know what I mean? They're just madly in love. And that's just that. They're just madly in love, you know? So yeah, I mean, this whole, it's them. It's not them. It's not them. It's you and the things that you've been through that you haven't necessarily fully made peace with. Or it could just be you in the sense where there's something about yourself that makes you feel very, very insecure, that makes you think, this person's probably out here dealing with X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? That could explain that as well. You know what I mean? Why you feel the way that you feel. But this is what Spirit wants you to do. You know what I mean? Just proceed forward and be happy. Live in the present moment. You know, and take it day by day, and just trust the fact that you can trust this person, because they've been showing you time and time again that you can trust them. Is that the thing with you, is that you, even though they show you time and time again that you could trust them, you still choose, keyword choose, to not trust them. Just like you choose to not trust them, you could also choose to trust them. You just choose not to. And it really does kind of boil down to a choice at the same exact time también. I mean, as well, I'm sorry. Like, just like you choose to not trust them, you could choose to trust them. You just choose not to, you know? So that's what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.